Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today, and you've probably guessed it by how my makeup looks, I am going to be sharing with you an eyeshadow tutorial using one of the new Revolution Pro eyeshadow palettes. Now, I've already done one eye because I shared with you this look yesterday and I had to remember what shades I used. So I thought I'd better pop some of the shades on one eye and then I'll know what I'm doing with the other one. And I did actually manage to remember all shades correctly. So that was good. Now the palettes that I'm talking about, and I have got... I've got three types of the eyeshadows. They have got the larger palettes, which I'm going to be sharing with you today. They've got the smaller palettes with the ridges in. They've also got the single eyeshadows that you pop into a palette as well. So I thought that's just so many eyeshadows, so much information. I'm going to split that up so that each type of eyeshadow, I'm going to be sharing that with you. So I've actually got three. I have ordered two more of these, but I'm waiting for Superdrug to let me know that they're ready for collection. And yeah, I'm really excited about these. Now, the ones that I'm talking about are the larger ones, and they are the £8 eyeshadow palettes. When I first saw these on the Revolution Beauty website, I was really excited about these. I absolutely love eyeshadow. It's my favourite. That and my lipsticks, they're my favourite part of my makeup routine. I'm always excited about new palettes, and generally if I like something, like I have done now, I've then collected more. So I'm going to have 5 of these. There's just so much within this collection to show you in one particular video, and I know that when I'm looking for a video to look at and watch about a product, I like to see a video dedicated to perhaps one, or like a collection, one particular collection, just because I get so overwhelmed, especially if you are purchasing from a brand new collection like we are at the moment. Revolution Pro, brand new collection, lots and lots of products have been released, and it's a little bit overwhelming. So as a consumer and as a person who shares products with you, I think that it's best just to share certain products at a time, and that's why I'm doing these videos with individual products. So I'd really like your feedback down below if this is how you would like to see products in the future. It's just how I like to see them anyway. Now the palette that I'm going to be using today is called the Unleashed palette. Now you can purchase this at the moment from the Revolution Beauty website. I'll have the link down below, and also there is these are now available at superdrug.com as well, and they're also on a 3 for 2 offer. I don't know how long that 3 for 2 offer is going to be available, so if you do want more products and you're bulk buying and you want more than 1 or 2, I would certainly have a look at the Superdrug website to see if your items are available. A lot of items I've noticed when I placed my order had already gone out of stock, so I would certainly shop sooner rather than later to avoid disappointment. So I'm just going to show you around the palette and then we'll get into the shades. Now this one, and in fact actually all of the ones that I've initially purchased, and I couldn't get all 5 to start with, I had to limit myself. The palettes and the collection of eyeshadows that they've put together really are beautiful shades, and like I said in my haul video, it seems at the moment that a lot of palettes that are being released are either all warm and all like orange, for example, or all cool tones and all browns or nudes or whatever, and I really like the fact that they've got a mixture of colours in. So they've got a mixture of shades, but also they're shades that I really love, and I suppose that's why I've now purchased 5 of these, because they are just beautiful colours. Now the palette itself, what I really like about it is, I don't know why, but it is just a plastic palette, but it seems a little bit more professional, a little bit more high-end than a lot of the other palettes that they've released. it could be that there's a window now. You've got Revolution Pro there. Perhaps it's Pro in my mind, more professional. On the back, it's black with the name of the palette there and the ingredients. So, like I said, these are called the Revolution Pro Regeneration palettes, but this one is Unleashed. It tells you that you've got 18 pans in here at 0.03 ounces if you're interested in the measurements. And I really like the fact that there is a window. Usually what I would say is I don't particularly like windows because of the fact that they usually have a sheet in there, an acetate, anyway, plastic sheet inside with the name shades on, and I suppose that's why it's always a closed palette, and usually I would like that. I don't know why, but I like this. It reminds me of, I suppose, the Huda Beauty palettes that she's released. She's got a window with hers. But you don't need the sheet, you don't need a closed palette, because number one, you'll be able to see what shadows you've got in there. So if you're like me and you've bought more than one of these, you'll be able to see, which one you want. And also something else that they've done, so get rid of that plastic sheet, which I don't like. I really don't like them. I find that a few of my palettes have been received damage because of that sheet. But they've actually got the names on here. So the names are on there, and yeah, so it really helps me if I want to talk about a particular colour, if you want to talk about a particular shade to your friend or family member, you want to say, I'm wearing this today, you need to go and buy this palette, it's great, and this is the shade I'm wearing. It just makes it easier to identify a particular shade, and I really like that. Now, of course, in the one that I'm going to be using today, and sharing with you a look, this has got a mixture of mattes and shimmers, and in fact it looks like there's quite intense shimmers in this as well. So these ones, that one in particular, that one, and certainly the one I'm wearing there, and obviously I'll go through the names of those. Just absolutely beautiful. Now, I wore the eyeshadow yesterday because what I wanted to do was get a real feel of the eyeshadows, wear it for a whole day, and then I could give you that information of how I felt that the shadows wore. So before I do the tutorial, I'll go through that as well, and I'll just share with you the other palettes. But what I will be doing is I'll be doing separate videos in the future of all of these shadows palettes individually, and sharing with you a look from each. What I did find yesterday is that when I applied or dipped my brush into the matte shades, there's a little bit of kick up. Now, I've talked about this numerous times. I get kick up from Morphe, I get kick up from Primark shadows, I get kick up from some expensive products that I've used. The Huda, I think that little Huda palette that I shared with you a little while ago, that they also had kick up. So it doesn't really bother me, that much, because what I usually do is if there is a little bit of kick up, then I use that product then on the other eye. I also find that if there's also a little bit of kick up, that the shadows blend really well. What I can say about these is that they are very pigmented. They blend into each other like an absolute dream, and I have used 5 matte shades because I really wanted to test this out for you and create a look using a number of shades to see if they blend. They really do blend, and the shimmer shade, which is what I've got on my eye, is phenomenal. I had so many comments yesterday, what are you wearing on your eye? I love your eye look. And yeah, this is what it was. They are so amazing, and I really do think that the word pro, they've got it spot on. These are like professional high-end shadows. I love them. Obviously I can't talk about the other palettes because I've only used this one as of yet, but I absolutely love it, and I'm not sure if I've ever had so many comments about an eye look before. I think they work really well together. I absolutely love the shade, especially on the lid. I just love them. Now what I'm going to do is just give you another close-up of the other two palettes, but like I say, I will be doing a video on each. It's just purely to help you you know, look at them closely if you want to purchase them, but I will be doing an eye look. The first one is Mirage, and it looks like that. So you've got oranges, golds, pinks, neutrals. What I also really like is that they have added a really deep colour in each. So in the one that I'm going to be sharing with you today, Unleashed, if I remember rightly, I haven't got the names in my head yet. So there's a black there, and in this one it's called Corrupt, and it is a very deep charcoal or deep grey. So it's a good mixture of colours, and yeah, can't wait to share that one with you. Then the one that looks, well, this one I knew I had to get, and it's called Revelation. And this one looks like that one there. So it just reminds me of the Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty, the first palette, not the newer palette. It just reminds me of all of those shimmer shades are at the bottom rather than at the top. So if you you know, switch it around, it's very, very reminiscent of that palette. And I never bought that palette because it's £56 and I couldn't warrant paying that much money on a palette, so I never got it. So we've obviously got the got this as a replacement, so I'm so pleased, and it's only £8, which is a phenomenal value. Not just is it value anyway, because you know it could be a Huda Beauty dupe, but there's 18 quality shades in here, mixture of mattes and shimmers, and it's only £8. That is an absolute bargain in itself, let alone if these dupe other palettes, you know, the higher end palettes. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is share with you how I created this look. And yeah, if you've got this palette, I'm sure that you're absolutely loving it as well. I'd really love your thoughts on that as well. So as always, I used the Primark eye contour brush. And the shade that I started off with, and I'm always drawn to these rosy shades, and it's called Disengage, and it's this beautiful rosy or dusky rose colour. Matches very nicely with my nails again. If you are interested in my nails, I've had a lot of comments about them. These are from Primark. They are false nails, and they are the almond shape, and they are, let me just remember, the new nude colour. They did have a very similar brown shade, but these are new nude, and they are £1. And I've got to get more of these because I'm loving them so much, and they have actually nearly lasted a week. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that. So I'm just going to get Disengage on my brush. Now when I say kick up, it's not a great deal of kick up, but there is just a little bit. You can see it on the palette there, but it really doesn't bother me unless, and like I said before, I don't mind a little bit of kick up, but I don't want the whole pan to fall out, which it's not. It's nice and firmly packed, but it does have a little bit of kick up. So what I'm going to do is just pop it in the crease. Now this is going to be our transitional shade, so I'm going to pop it in the crease and then take it up quite high. If you don't have as much space between your crease and your brow, you may not need to take it up as high, but I've just got such a large area here that I always take it up quite high. Not only that, I've got a little bit of hooded eyes, so I have got two of them, and it just looks better because when for example, if I don't put that quite high, you wouldn't be able to see any shadow. And, you know, I'd want my eyeshadow to shine through. So that's the base now. Now I went in with, and it's called Your Loss, which is a little bit deeper. And you'll be able to see how well this blends in. Now what I want to do is start in the crease again and just take it up halfway. Obviously it just depends, you'll have to adjust it to your eye and how it works with your eye shape. So I take that up a little bit more, and what I always do is, oh, there's an ice cream van. So that's what I do, so I'm just blending it in. Had to happen. Next, I went in with Vindicate, which is this one here. A little bit of a strange day for the ice cream cart to come round, because the children, I don't think, have broken up for school yet. But anyway, he's obviously a little bit eager. So I've got a little bit of that Vindicate, Vindicate shade on, and I'm going to do the same thing, but again, not take it up quite so high. So we're keeping it in the crease, more in the crease and in this outer area there, like that. And as you can see, the shades are really blending well together. Now I'm just going back to the first shade, Disengage, because I've forgotten to pop that underneath my eye. And I always do this with the first shade. I absolutely love, not only do I love this colour, but I also love the fact that when you pop your first colour down, it gives a base for the other shades then. Now, the next shade that I went in with is called Pardon, and it's this really vibrant purple there. So you can see I really try to use a lot of shades. Now I'm just going on the outer third of the lid now, and just keeping that royal, yeah, it is like a royal. That's why it's called Pardon, Royal Pardon, because it is like a royal purple. I've just worked that one out. I've got no eyeshadow that's dropped onto my makeup. I always put my eyeshadow on after. It's just how I like to, how I like to do it. But it's very rare when I have any makeup really falling onto my cheek, especially from this brand anyway. So I've built that up. Now, when I looked at it, I thought, looks absolutely beautiful, but I still need a little bit of depth. So then what I did was I went in, and this is quite unheard of for me, because I'm not a big fan of black, but this is such a quality eyeshadow that it blended like a dream, like I said. So I went in with a tiny, tiny amount of Unleashed, and it is only going to be a tiny amount. You can hardly see it on the brush. And then I kept it in the crease and the outer corner here, and just kept working it in. So you've got some depth there. Then I just blended it across. Oh, such a lovely eyeshadow. And like I say, they've just blended in absolutely fantastically. So that's before the shimmer. Now I'm just going to go, because I've forgotten to do, I'm so excited about sharing with you, I'm just going underneath the eye. So I'm going in with Your Loss to start with, which was the second shade. And then I'm going in with Pardon, and just keeping that there. I never go right along, all the way along with the deeper shade. I generally keep it there, because I tend to find that if you have deep, as you get older, I do think that if you go right across with these deep colours, it ages me anyway. So that is that. I'm just going to deepen up this side actually. Oh, that's better. Now for the shimmer, and this shade is called, is it Cut Loose? Yeah, Cut Loose. I thought it was, but it's so near to the U, I thought no, Out Loose does not, is not right. So this is the shimmer shade, and this is the first shade that, apart from obviously that Disengage, the first shade that I used, the matte shade, it just caught my eye. It's a beautiful neutral pink colour, and I thought, wow, that is going to look gorgeous on the eye. I'll just swatch it for you. So I hope you can see that. I've got my mirror here as well, so it's difficult. So that's the shade that I had on my eye. It works so well with these purple shades. So I'm just going to pop that on. Now what I like to do is I do like an intense lid. So I'm going to build it up quite a lot. My lid actually feels a little bit dry. I've actually been testing using the Conceal and Define on my lid. Because I did have eczema on my lid last year, I've been using the Focus and Fix eye primer, and that has worked really, really well for me. But I've seen quite a number of videos where people have been using the Conceal and Define on their lid, and I've used that for a couple of days, but just then as I tried to put the shadow on, it felt very, very dry, so I might have to go back to the Focus and Fix. Then what I've done is I've just got my, I can never remember the name of this, the PS Pro Shading Eye Brush. It's just a regular pencil brush, and I've gone round my eye with that and joined that up so that colour is all the way along. I'm going back to my original brush, and I'm getting a little bit more of Pardon, which I wish we could call Royal Pardon because it's such a beautiful royal purple, and just made sure that that is all that is all blended nicely. And I've got my mascara. I'm just going to add another little bit of mascara. Hopefully, whoops, I knew I was going to do that. Where's my brush? Perfectly last time, but of course now I'm on camera, it's not working as well. Okay, so that is the complete look. I'm a bit wary to shut my eyes actually, so that because the mascara hasn't quite dried, little bits of it has flicked off. But anyway, that is the complete look from the Unleashed palette. Like I say, these are only £8 and I'm absolutely loving it. I cannot now wait to share with you the other two, hopefully 4, when I get the delivery from Superdrug. So that is my first impression, my first thoughts, my first try on camera, that is, using the new Revolution Pro Regeneration palettes. Palette in this. I've got the other two to share with you. I hope that you're finding this little series helpful and, you know, making your mind up, purchasing your own products. Like I say, it's a little bit overwhelming when a brand comes out with such a large number of new products. So I hope that this is helping you. Of course, I'm going to be sharing with you all of the other products that I shared with you in my haul, and of course I have got now new products on their way. I'd really love your thoughts on, you know, whether you would like to see those. Also, Thank You Thursday is going to be tomorrow. It's just that I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. I want to do that tomorrow for you rather than Thursday, because it is going to be Good Friday. So I just want to change it to tomorrow. So I hope you don't mind. But like I say, I'd really love your thoughts on this palette, these palettes, this eye look. And I'm going to be doing the other eyeshadows very soon. If you want to see something else from my haul, also love your thoughts on that. And of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would absolutely love it. It would make my day, as always, if you subscribed. And yeah, I would absolutely love it, like I say. But until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.